friend Arunika, and today we are going to study about the poem Fire and Ice from our textbook First Line, and its poet is Robert Frost. Robert Frost is a very famous poet, a very famous American poet, and he has written many poems like Road Not Taken, Fire and Ice, and The Dust of Snow, which we have studied previously. So this poem, Fire and Ice, this poem is basically a symbolic poem, and the idea of this poem or the theme of this poem, it is the age-old question that whether the world will end in fire or in ice. As we know that everything which exists has definitely its end. So this is true for the world also. World will also, some or the other day, world will also become to an end. So here, Robert Frost gives us an idea that whether the world will end in fire or in ice. So here, the fire and ice, they have used as a symbolic meaning, which fire and ice, here, fire stands for hatred. Fire stands for hatred and ice stand for desire or passion. Sorry, ice stand for hatred and fire stand for the passion or the desire to do something. So here, as the poem goes, some says the world will end in fire and some say in ice. But for what I have tasted of desire, I hold with those who favor fire. But if it had to perish twice, I think I know enough of hate to say that for destruction, ice is also great and would suffice. So here, we will now discuss a step-to-step explanation of the poem. So here, some say the world will end in fire and some say in ice. So Robert Frost is saying that some people say that the world will end in fire and some say in ice. Means some people say that the world will end due to the high desire or the passion or because of the hatred. From what I have tasted of desire, I hold with those who favor fire. So Robert Frost is saying that from my experience, I am saying that I guess that the world will end in fire. But if it had to perish twice, means if we have to die twice, I think I know enough of hate to say that for destruction, ice is also great and would suffice. So he is saying that if we have to die once again, if we have to die twice, then I think enough of hatred. Feelingless situations give rise to hatred. So he is saying that if we have to die twice, then I think that enough of hatred, that I think I know enough of hate to say that for destruction, ice is also great and would suffice. Means for the destruction of this world, the ice is also great and it's sufficient. Suffice means sufficient. So this is the meaning of the poem. So here, he is using mainly the figure of speech as metaphor. And here the rhyme scheme is, for the first para, the rhyme scheme is A, B, A, A. Here, fire, desire, fire. And here the ice. And for the second para, it is BC, BC, B. Twice, ice, and suffice. Twice, ice, suffice, and hate and great. So, this is the explanation of the poem. Now, moving towards the question answers. So here, there are many ideas about how the world will end. Do you think the world will end someday? Have you ever thought what would happen if the sun got so hot that it burst or grew colder and colder? So, there are many ideas about how the world will end. Do you think the world will end someday? Yes, we think that the world will end someday because we know that everything which exists definitely has its end, and this is true for the world also. Then, have you ever thought that what would happen if the sun got so hot that it burst or grew colder and colder? So if the sun got too hot, then our end is fixed, because no one can bear the intensity of so much high intensity of heat. And if the sun will grow colder and colder, then also it is end, because no one can bear the so much intensity of coldness also. Then question number 2 is for frost. What do fire and ice stand for? Here are some ideas. So here we know that fire is stand for the desire or the passion to do something. It is study or love or anything, to desire, very high desire, or we can say the burning desire to do something. And here I stand for hatred. And hatred, how hatred comes means human beings, hatred in human beings. And feelingless situation gives rise to hatred. So here they have given us many words, and we have to put that which is suitable for fire and which is suitable for ice. So here, let's do it. So here we make 2 columns, fire and ice. So here, fire, greed, fire. Second is avarice, fire. Cruelty, ice. Then lust, fire. Conflict, fire. Fury. Then intolerance, ice. Intolerance. Then rigidity, ice. Insensitivity, ice. Coldness, ice. Indifference, ice. Hatred, ice. So, these are the suitable words. Now in question number 3 says, what is the rhyme scheme of the poem? How does it help in bringing out the contrasting ideas in the poem? Right, so here the rhyme scheme is in for first para AB, AA, and for second para BC, BCB. And how it helps to bringing out the contrasting idea. So it is, we know that it is a symbolic poem, and here it gives the poem a very good look. Like here, fire, ice. That means the presentation of this poem is very much clear due to the rhyme scheme. So here one extra question is that can come is that what is the theme of this poem? So as I've told you in the beginning that the theme of this poem is about the age-old question that whether the world will end in fire or in ice. Okay, so I hope that this much portion and this explanation of this poem is clear to you all. So thank you.